Stanley Tucci, specifically a series that he's in, Searching for Italy. That's the title. Good afternoon. Welcome to the third hour of the Colleen and Bradley Show here on My Talk 1071. I'm Bradley Traynor. That's Holly Roberts. Colleen will be back tomorrow. Fingers crossed. What is your favorite travel and escape show? We'll talk about our favorites. And specifically, Holly's going to kick things off with her favorite, Stanley Tucci, Searching for Italy. I'm excited to hear a review of this, Holly, because I know you love it. And it's always fun to hear people whose opinions you respect tell you about things they like. But also because I've kind of been a little lukewarmish on jumping in and watching the series. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. So thank you. The floor is yours.
Stanley Tucci Benuchin all up in my business.
Stanley Tucci's Benuchin.
Yes. So this is actually a series that debuted earlier this year, and it was Stanley Tucci, Searching for Italy. It was on CNN earlier this year. I didn't watch it until it became available on HBO Max this summer. And this series is Stanley Tucci doing just that, searching for Italy, going to 6 different parts of Italy, searching for cuisine, culture, history. It has it all. It's wonderful. Bradley, I want you to get on the Stanley Tucci boat. So it's kind of it's a travelogue show, but it also is a food show, and it's also a history show. So it's all of these things wrapped up into one, and Stanley Tucci is your tour guide. And you will learn so many fascinating things, and your mouth will water, and you will want to eat pasta for days after watching this show.
So, where do we go? I mean, are we going all over the globe?
No, Italy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just Italy.
It's just Italy.
Okay, but all over Italy?
Yes.
So you're going to start in, where do you actually start?
You start down in Naples and the Amalfi Coast.
Oh,
and
God.
then you go to Rome.
Well, now I know why you wanted to watch this, because I know you're a lover of all things Italy.
Yeah, love Italy.
Especially the Amalfi Coast.
It's beautiful. Then you go to Rome. Then you go up into the northern part over in the Alps. And then you go to Milan. Then you go down to Sicily. So you go all over Italy, which is a very diverse and rich historical part of the world.
Yeah.
The nation state of Italy is a very new concept. So all of these nation states and principalities, and they have their own cuisine, they have their own culture, they have their own way of cultivating the foodstuffs that we know and love from Italy. It's fabulous. It's lovely. But you've got a beef with Tucci.
Yeah, I don't know why, honestly. It's just one of those things. I saw him, and, I don't want to conflate things or make things out any more than they need to be, but I don't know if it's like I thought maybe he was trying to do like an Anthony Bourdain kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I have such strong feelings for Anthony Bourdain, and I still haven't, been able to watch his show since he left us. And I mean, so I don't want to say that that's why, but I think that might be part of it. Like, do you feel like, I don't know if you were a fan of Parts Unknown or if you watched a lot of that, but do you feel like it has that kind of, food plus travel plus greater thoughts on humanity and the world around us?
Yes, I would say that, Bradley, but unlike Anthony Bourdain, was a super big fan of Anthony Bourdain when he was here on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. Stanley Tucci is not necessarily taking it's not as sharp as Anthony Bourdain, because Anthony Bourdain definitely had his own perspective on the world and a sharpness to his show. This doesn't necessarily have this. This is more about pleasure, but it's also examining the history of that pleasure, where it comes from. Stanley Tucci is our fourth memoir, because he has one called Taste My Life Through Food that's out. And it's kind of in tandem with this. But he does talk about his relationship with food, and it does get a little personal, but not in a way that's really intrusive.
Okay.
He's bringing you along. He's taking you
and
for
I
the
imagine
ride.
If you're a fan, it's visually and aesthetically appealing.
I want to eat rigatoni all day long.
Okay, so
I want to do it.
There's a wonderful YouTuber, and this is totally off track, but it's kind of related because you're giving me the same feelings. There's a YouTuber called Pasta Grammar. It's this couple. One is Italian, one is from the United States. They live here, but she presents all of these. It started out as my wife's from Italy, and she turns up her nose at everything I give her. She tries pizza, so he makes her try delivery pizza, and it's hilarious, right?
Ah.
But she's also an amazing cook, so she cooks. And the thing that I've noticed about watching a lot of those episodes is that Italian food culture is so much richer than our own food culture because they haven't been inundated in the same way our food cultures historically, or a lot of the food cultures around us have been inundated by just like and now we're going to get nerdy, like the over processed food. And, like we grew up with like Wonder Bread and all of these, marvels of modern technology. Whereas and I imagine a lot of what you're seeing in Stanley Tucci's series is, they were gifted with such a rich culinary tradition that many people have. It's not just the elites that have that tradition. So like the culture itself is just alive with all of this food culture where, the pastas and like the there's just a respect for food.
Yes. That
is admirable and exotic for those of us sitting on our couch shoveling in handfuls of, some sort of extruded snack item.
Yum, extruded snack item. That's my favorite. Well, you're absolutely right, Bradley, because in Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy, you get the context, the historical context for a lot of different Italian foods. And food is very different across Italy. Food culture in Naples is very different than food culture in Milan. And that's shaped by things like the climate, the socioeconomic backgrounds of the city, their context within Italian history, world history. So it gives you an appreciation for food like Anthony Bourdain did, where he contextualizes food as so much more than just something that you're putting in your mouth to sustain yourself.
So you're saying that when you watch an episode, you're probably getting more than just like, oh, I want to eat that lasagna.
Yeah. But you're getting...
probably not even making lasagna, but...
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't remember if they make lasagna, but they make Neapolitan pizza.
What's the one thing you watched and you were like, I must travel there and eat that now?
Well, I want to go and eat the cheese, Bradley. That's in northern Italy. This guy knows the altitude of the cow by tasting the cheese, and he can be like, this cow was on this hill at this time. It's such an art, and you meet these people, you meet the food artisans all around Italy and how passionate they are about food and making the buffalo mozzarella and the process of making that and making it by hand and just eating it fresh. And there is that sensual experience, and not in a sexy way. I just mean in like a sensual way of Stanley Tucci eating the fresh buffalo mozzarella, and it just like oozes out because it's like the freshest thing that you could ever eat in your life, and you're just like, I'm sitting on the couch with my Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to do that.
All right. So what is it called again?
It's called Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy, and he also has a memoir out today called Taste My Life Through Food.
All right, and I can watch this where?
HBO Max.
HBO Max. One more reason I'm going to have to put down a few dollars for an HBO Max this month. I'm going to have to turn it on again.
I'm telling you, they got all the stuff.
Well, you've given me two things today to watch. Stanley Tucci, Searching for Italy, and The Way Down.
Yeah.
Right?
The Gwen Shamlin docuseries.
All right. Well, hey, when we come back, we're going to get back to our bailiwick here on the Colleen and Bradley Show, and that's Britney Spears. Because if you believe Instagram, not that you could know that right now because Instagram is down, she admits that she's got some healing to do. We'll talk about what that means and why when we come back right here on My Talk 1071. I need my coffee. Calm down. Welcome back to the Colleen and Bradley Show here on My Talk 1071, streaming live and doing everything entertainment at mytalk1071.com. I'm Bradley Trainer, and I had to run to Holly's studio to get my coffee.
I don't know how your coffee ended up in the studio.
I don't either.
Mysteries.
Time teleportation or some dumb thing. Hey, we need to talk about Britney Spears. Can we get the Cobra Gang together?
Sure.
Whenever there's trouble, we're there on the double. We're the Cobra Gang. If you've got the crime, we've got the time. We're the Cobra Gang.
You know, if you believe Instagram, which is going to be hard right now because nobody can see Instagram, Britney Spears admits that she's got some healing to do. And we can talk about what she did say on Insties, lest you missed it. But Sam also, that is Sam Asghari, her fiance, says he's going to take care of her. Don't worry, you guys. He'll take care of her. He's got this.
Yeah, no big deal.
Oh, great. The man can take care of the little lady. Mm-hmm. Anyway, regardless of the truth, she clearly does need to do some healing. We can talk about that as well. But I think we've all come to the conclusion that it doesn't need to be within the confines of a conservatorship, right? Like, who's the actual person who's like, no, she needs that? I mean, other than Jamie Spears and maybe some other people who were on the payroll.
Lou Taylor, etc. Mm-hmm.
Where's that Lou Taylor documentary? And what is she up to? Because I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
We don't know nothing.
But I feel like I know something about her.
And someone needs to make that documentary. But you're right. Britney Spears perhaps taking some time for herself would be a good thing.
Exactly. So the reason we know that is because she, I do the thing that we do in this job, and I went to the Googles to be like, what's going on with Britney? And one of the things I do is check the Insties and then check to see what the stories are. And really the only developments in the Britney Spears drama saga, cavalcade of random, is what she and Sam have put on social media. Now, I don't know if they've updated anything recently because you just can't see it.
Yeah, that's the thing, because in case you missed it,
it's gone.
It's gone. Instagram, Facebook are not operational
also,
at this moment.
It feels like something has happened with Facebook particularly.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know why I'm whispering, but I feel like people are listening. Last night, there was a big 60 Minutes interview with a Facebook whistleblower, and then the next day, Facebook and Instagram are gone.
And has one of its largest outages ever. Okay.
I mean, I don't know anything.
I don't either. We try not to know things on this show because you don't want to end up being like, oh, where's Colleen today? No, she's fine. She's fine. She's going to be back tomorrow.
Fine.
Okay, so anyway, back to this story. So she told her fans, that is Britney, over the weekend that she is focused on her healing. Following the news that her estranged father, Jamie Spears, was suspended from her conservatorship. And she said the following in an image, quote, the caption to the image: although there's a change in things to celebrate in my life, I still have a lot of healing to do. Thankfully, I have a good support system and am taking time to understand it's okay to slow down and breathe. Then she adds, only through self-love I can pray, love, and support others in return. Okay, so that's like an encouraging sign, like in a weird statement of self-reflection that I think is a little unusual where she's concerned.
Yes. Well, this was on Instagram. And then I'm curious, though, Bradley, is that we were having conversations last week about Britney Spears' Instagram account and whether it was actually her making those statements.
Sure.
Now, with what you just read, do you think that this is actually Britney Spears? Do you think that this is Britney Spears' social media manager, or this is Britney Spears dictating to her social media manager what to post? Yeah,
I think you could make cases for all sorts of weird permutations of what's actually going on behind the scenes, but I have just clung to the idea that, the most obvious, the thing that seems most likely is probably true, and the easiest answer is probably the correctest answer, and that's that she is in control of her social media as mediated by somebody. Certainly somebody we know that a media company has been involved, and at one point may have been crucial in manipulating her messages or censoring them, especially when Jamie Spears was concerned. But right now, like, the things that she's been posting and saying, seem to be signed off on by people like Sam Asghari, who, like, he's not going to be like signing off on, like, hey, you go girl, on her posts if she's not posting them.
Right.
Unless you then believe, which I guess is entirely possible, the world we live in is a strange and weird place, that he's not in control of his or something or whatever, or he's not, totally on Team Britney. I get that. That's all of those things are plausible. But in my world, yes, most likely this is her. And she's just putting out some truth because we know that she's capable of speaking clearly and concisely about her own health and well-being.
Yeah, we heard the tapes. We heard the actual tapes of Britney Spears testifying in court earlier this summer. And her fortitude came as a shock to many because a lot of people were interpreting Britney Spears solely through what she was presenting us on Instagram, which was, a stream of consciousness, here, there, lighthearted. But when she testified in court this summer, she sounded confident. She sounded like she knew what she was talking about and clearly wanted to express what she was going through to that judge.
And, again, who knows? But I do think it's important to remember, because that dissonance, the cognitive dissonance between the Britney we heard in court and the one we've seen on social media, for the most part, like the only voice we'd had up to that point for Britney in her own words was things on social media, whether they were video, her speaking in videos or captioning posts. What was my point? That those two things seemed at odds with one another. But the thing I wanted to point out is we all are at odds with our social media selves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that if like I could have a real crisis going on in my life, but if you went to my Instagram to read the tea leaves, you would think my life is a Technicolor Wonder World.
With dogs and fermentation.
Fermentation and cruising, like the fermentation. It's sad but true, and I love but my point is all of that's real.
Yes.
But it's real in context and it's just a sliver. Just like your Instagram would be full of neighborhood cats. They'd be but if something odd was going on reportedly with you behind the scenes, you can see where your posts or my post, right, could start to seem a little suspect and out of sorts.
Yes.
Why is she always posting about cat video? Or why is she always posting about strange cats? What does that mean?
Yeah.
And it's just because in the absence of truth or the knowledge of what's actually going on, we have to fill in the gaps. And, we're just not very good at doing that.
No. Obviously, if we have learned something in the past couple of years, is we're really bad as a species of doing that.
Yeah.
Not very good. Not very good.
Wow, this got deep.
This got really deep. Now, the one thing I will say that, I give my side eye to Sam Asghari. Mm-hmm. And in this whole Britney Spears saga is I am slightly tired of the sexist, misogynist angle that Sam Asghari, Jamie Spears take regarding Britney Spears, that she still is a person that needs to be taken care of, and that Sam is going to be that guy, the hot muscle guy who's going to take care of his lioness. It's you know what? Maybe Britney Spears just has some healing to do, and she needs to do that on her own.
Yeah. And maybe she's going to take care of your sorry behind.
Which by all means is probably the case.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think he's paying the bill for the trip to Hawaii?
Or the Cartier ring?
When we come back, crazy, stupid idiots, dumb people doing dumb things, right here on My Talk 107.1. Oh, there are so many dumb idiots in the world. Thank God, because otherwise we would not have this segment here on the Colleen and Bradley Show. Hey, good afternoon. We are just about a half hour away from your second favorite show here on My Talk 107.1, if I do say so myself. No, Lori and Julie are coming up at 3, and I have it on good authority. They've got all the latest and greatest on your favorite pop culture stories of the day, because Lori came in to give me the deets on the fascinating case of some non-lawyers who ended up in the courtroom at Britney's latest hearing and scooped the world on the developments in that case.
Ooh.
So I imagine Lori will bring that to the table, as she brought it to me in the prep area. But anyway, right now we're going to focus on crazy, stupid idiots.
Well then, I guess one could say that's a crazy, stupid idiot. Colleen and Bradley present CSI. It stands for Crazy Stupid Idiots.
It sure does. Why? Well, because the world is full of crazy, stupid idiots. Dumb people doing dumb things repeatedly. Over and over again, oftentimes in the state of
Florida.
Woo! Are we going to Florida? Other places?
Like Missouri.
Missouri?
I think they say Missouri. Yes. You want to go to Missouri?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Why
Yeah.
I want to take you to a sheriff's office in Missouri who posted a helpful reminder for potential criminals in that locale. And I'll tell you, this all started when a guy tried to sell something on Facebook Marketplace Tuesday. Good luck to you today.
Ha ha ha. Good luck. But side note, before Facebook collapsed on itself today, Facebook Marketplace is a fantastic place to troll for crap that people want to get rid of.
Apparently, you've had good luck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, you've had some good luck in the humor department finding bizarre things that people are trying to sell.
Oh, yeah. Please go check out my Twitter account.
Yes.
Because Twitter is still operational. Holly D. Roberts.
And enjoy. But I want to tell you about a guy who tried to sell something on Facebook Marketplace and he ended up in jail. Bye.
Oops.
Okay, so how do you think that would happen? Like all of a sudden I post a photo and then you end up in jail. How does that happen?
It has to happen because it has to be something that you're selling. Perhaps it's legal. Is he selling exotic animals?
Actually, you know what? He was just selling a catalytic converter.
Well, that's fine and boring. So what?
I know. And it wasn't by the way, it wasn't a stolen catalytic converter because I know a lot of people are like, they steal those off cars.
It wasn't hot?
No, this was not a hot catalytic converter. Also, catalytic converters, maybe I just spend too much time on the internet, look like some sort of adult device.
Let's see. Oh,
it just looks either that or a hairdryer or like an alone time device.
yeah, I would say that it's an alone time device. That's the first time, honestly, that I've seen a catalytic converter in general
same.
because cars don't know them.
When was the last time you were underneath a car?
Thank you.
Right? Anyway, no, he was trying to sell a catalytic converter, but wait, there's more. He ended up going to jail.
Rude.
Why? Oh,
Why?
Because, wait for it, there was something else in the photo. Can I guess what it was?
Could it be
Satan? No.
No, Satan wasn't in the photograph. Oh, I bet it was something that you're not supposed to have. Huh?
Yes.
Something that you're not supposed to have.
Yes. You said perhaps it was he was trying to sell something illegal. No. But in the background of the photo was something he was probably either selling or had purchased that was illegal.
Oh, probably. Wild guess.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Ding, ding.
Yay! Well,
Yes,
no, not
queen.
yay, but no.
That was my ding. Sorry.
Oh, I get it. Huh. See, you made your own joke.
Did I?
Because I bet it was methane.
Oh, my God.
Always got to bring it back.
I would like to applaud your...
Always got to bring it back full circle. But was it meth?
Bringing it back to farts. Yes, it was absolutely meth. 100% meth in the background of the photo. A big bag of meth, which, can we be clear? I would have been like, oh, look, there's some Epsom salts in a bag over there. I wouldn't know what that was.
Oh, they're joints.
But, yes. No, but look, in addition to the bag of meth, there was a syringe and a spoon.
Okay.
So it was clear from the photo he posted to Facebook Marketplace that he had illegal drugs.
It's not even like it's just, strewn about drug paraphernalia.
No, it's like drugs.
Well, no, but it's staged.
Yes.
This is staged.
It looks like he had taken a break from his, experience to be like, well, now let me show you my catalytic converter.
Yeah. Looks, no.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Like you, Bradley, I would not have originally looked at that and thought meth. I would have thought sugar or Epsom salt.
Sugar. Yeah, until you saw the
needle and the spoon.
But then you would have thought to yourself, why does he have a bag of sugar on the coffee table?
That's just how ignorant I am.
No, I mean, I'm with you.
Maybe not even ignorant, naive.
Jamie would have looked at that photo like, oh, you went to pick up a catalytic converter. Did you notice the meth on the table? And I would have been like, what meth?
What are you talking about?
I thought that was sugar. Okay. Where are we going next, Holly?
We're going to Toronto, Canada.
Toronto. Oh.
What? What's happening in Toronto?
No, did you say Toronto?
Yes. You sounded like you were shocked.
Oh, no, because there's an O at the end.
Oh.
I was like, wait a minute. What am I confused? We just scared ourselves with Toronto.
It's a date. So in Toronto,
I did fly
Canada.
through Toronto.
Oh, and?
Recently. No, it was not what I expected.
Great. I'm going to leave that open to interpretation. This happened last week, and police have released a statement in Toronto because officers responded to a call about something that was suspicious in a particular area of Toronto. Doesn't matter. It was Friday, 11:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So, police allege that a man went to a daycare center.
Oh, God.
In the area multiple times.
Okay.
Wasn't probably doing what you think he was probably doing at the daycare center. So, take a breath.
All right.
But this guy was doing something that perhaps was unexpected.
Well, I mean, a random man visits a daycare center. Was he like in the building, like casing the joint, or like
Just on the outside.
Okay. Huh.
I'm just going to tell you
Okay.
that this guy
Yep.
was removing soiled diapers from the garbage bin.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
That's nasty.
Why? I don't want to know why. Don't tell me why, but why?
Taking them out of the trash, removing them. Last seen riding a mountain bike. And that's all we really know. We do have...
That's toxic.
I mean, actually, it really is. It's nasty.
Ew.
So there's a diaper creeper in the Toronto area going around, ripping open that diaper genie. And looking
Why
for
does
treasures.
the world have to be so terrible?
Do we have a show? No, we only have 22 minutes left, Bradley. Yeah. The world. Trash. Gross.
It really is. You guys.
Because we don't know why this
And you
person...
wonder why people want to go to space.
Yeah.
Because we're done here.
Yeah, but our options right now, Bradley, are, either stay on planet Earth with the guy on the bike who's stealing dirty diapers from the daycare, or go up in space in a giant schweenus with Jeff Bezos and William Shatner.
It's true.
The choices are slim.
There are very few choices, because I will say the last place I want to be right now is in the middle seat between William Shatner and Jeff Bezos on a flight to Mars.
No.
As much as I want to go to space, I do not have the capacity for that much ego.
I don't.
My own included.
Do we have anywhere else to go?
Yes, and it's not going to get any better, so I apologize. In fact, I'm going to make it worse. Okay, I'd like to take us to Lithuania. Lithuania. What's in Lithuania? I don't know. But my German teacher was from Lithuania. Herr Turway. That was my...
Was that their name?
Yeah, well, it was Mr. Turway.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Herr.
Herr Turway.
Uh-huh, yeah.
He was from Lithuania. Is literally the only person I ever knew from Lithuania. And but it must be a nice place. Although I do want to tell you about a man from Lithuania who did something recently, and what he did will shock you. And the good news is he's okay now, but he wasn't for a while, and it's because of something he did. And I should say to you, it all began after he decided to give up alcohol.
Well, that doesn't seem like a poor choice.
No, it's actually a good choice. And I
Yeah.
can tell you, as somebody who has maybe some personal experience and or knows several people who've also chosen to give up alcohol over the years, sometimes it can happen that you give up one thing in exchange for something else, meaning you might no longer have an addiction. Well, you have an addiction to alcohol, but you remove that from your life, and maybe you take on something else that becomes an addiction, which sometimes can be healthy, like, working out or eating healthy,
Knitting.
or writing romance novels.
Great.
Just, there are options.
Yes.
Healthy options. Then there's this guy who did something. I'm not even going to have you guess, because I don't think you could guess. This guy developed a habit of eating screws,
What?
nails,
Ugh.
nuts. And I don't mean like walnuts, like nuts and bolts.
Oh, honey.
And knives. This dude ate so many nails, screws, nuts, and knives that he had to be admitted to the emergency room Shocker. Because he was in extreme pain.
Yeah.
When they got in there, they discovered it's kind of like, did your grandpa ever have like a big jar full of like nuts and screws and things, or your dad? You know, and they'd be like, I got to find the 2 screws. And you dump it all out and dig through the screws.
And then you dig through,
Well, that was his stomach, literally, but also knives and nails.
Imagine if he tried to go through a metal detector.
I mean, not only that, imagine how he's still alive. The dude is in like stable condition, but I'm like, how was he not just dead?
Yeah, the human body's resilient. One time I freaked out for a whole week because I swallowed
true.
part of a plastic fork with my fried chicken.
She gave us daily updates. Still haven't seen it.
I still haven't seen it, and it was like 2 years ago.
But you didn't like probe the situation, correct?
No,
you weren't like
no.
taking a stick and like poking at things, right?
Yeah, but imagine what this guy was going through.
I don't understand how he's alive and riddled with like a Swiss, like his intestines should be a Swiss cheese.
Ugh,
isn't that crazy?
That really is.
They don't know why he did this. Maybe this is a thing. They called it, quote, Surgeon Cyrunus Daladinas called it a, quote, unique case.
It's very Minnesota unique.
A very apt and understated way of putting it. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of apt and understated, when we come back, I think I'm going to play something with a special guest. In fact, we call it the Throwback
Live.